Hi, Ruth Rice here, author of Renewable Wellbeing. I'd love to introduce you to this new book that's just out. It's a sequel to Slow Down, Show Up and Pray, which is the story of Renew Wellbeing, the charity, and then The A to Z of Wellbeing, which talked about what wellbeing actually is and looks like. This book came out of a concern of mine that we didn't just treat Renew Wellbeing as yet another busy thing for churches to do, but that this was to be a call into the life and the heart of Jesus, who is our shalom. And so I follow the stories of Jesus through John's gospel, and I look particularly at stories that involve food and drink, because as you know, this picnics on a battlefield image has been one that God has given us as a charity. And so this sort of tuck-in picnic of renewable well-being is to invite you to look at what the culture of well-being is that's being created in your life and in your church and in your community. More than just well-being being something that is for you personally to feel a bit better. This is culture stuff. This is about changing the way that we value things and think and feel. And the life of Jesus is full of shalom, full of well-being. And so I follow through 5 culture shifts that I'm seeing in my own life and in the life of the charity and through these stories of Jesus. And the 5 culture shifts are identity, knowing who we are and whose we are. Economy, what do we measure? Why do we measure it? What's important? Community, what is it? What isn't it? And why are we not the creators of it? And God is. Vulnerability is the last chapter of how we embrace that brokenness, and simplicity, those habits of simplicity that we can embrace and share of well-being. It's called renewable well-being because with the renewable energy conversation, you'll know that you're looking for sources that will not run out, for sources of energy and life that won't break the atmosphere and the planet. And so here also, we're looking for sources of well-being, of shalom, that are going to last forever, that aren't going to run out. It's God himself. It's his very presence. And my concern before I got into writing this book was that if we just keep on adding yet another program, yet another thing to do, the church is going to be one of the most exhausting places to belong. And why would anyone want to join that? This is about the renewable source of life and energy and peace and hope and joy that we say we believe in, but our practices, our lifestyle needs to show that, so that our broken world can know that it's the safest place for them to be at any stage of their mental health journey, to be with us on our journey of well-being, for us to become, as churches, the communities of well-being. And so I just invite you into these stories. At the end of each chapter, I give an idea for how you can use that for a retreat on your own or with others, for how you can use it in a gathering maybe. I'm really keen to see what we could do that would draw our children and young people into this story of well-being too. At the back of the book, and for that alone you might want to buy it, there's some appendices that say things like, there's some poems from the family, not from me, but from other people in the family. There's how to set up a space and how to multiply that space so that you can give it away to others. And there's a link to the resources for children, youth and family renew, and we'll have a big push on that next year. There's also a conversation in there about what renew shaped church could look like. We've got people coming to faith through our renew spaces, and what could it look like to become worshipping communities, new communities planted on the back of that. There's loads in here that I'm really hoping as churches we can get hold of and use. I'll be putting some little sermons that go along with it on the Authentic Media website. They'll be up there soon, and you can connect with us on our website, renewwellbeing.org.uk, to find out how to get hold of those. This is an attempt to give you some resources to make life easier for you, not more difficult, in working out what it could look like to see these renewable sources of well-being. Well, there's only one renewable source of well-being: the very character and presence of God himself in the person of Jesus through the Holy Spirit in our lives. This is kind of aimed at churches, but I think there's something in there for anyone with a pulse. I hope you could give this to your friends who are not yet Christians and they could find the person of Jesus. Someone asked me, what do you really hope that people get out of this book? I hope they get Jesus. I hope they get that Jesus himself is our peace and meet with him. At the end of the book, I give this little blessing for your well-being, and I read this to you now. Renewability. May you know who you are. Fix your gaze on his face. May you measure your worth with the plumb line of grace. May you find real community, not journey alone. May your habits be simple. May your life be God's home. May well-being surround you and fill you each day. May you know you are called. May he teach you to pray. And remember, the picnic is also for you. Sit down, tuck in, feed, for you're human too. You can get hold of this book from any good bookshop, from online places, so Amazon and Eden and St Andrew's Bookshop, are our own website, renewwellbeing.org.uk, and we can send you those books. If you'd like to invite me in person to come and do an event, the books will be slightly cheaper there. If you want to email me, ruth@renewwellbeing.org.uk, I can send you some books, or host a bookstall at your church. You might be doing this even today. Bless you if you are. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think and how you're using the book, and we'll be able to have some conversations about how we'll see renewable well-being in our lives and our churches, in our communities. God bless you.